Hey, I want to talk about Jesus for a little bit. The one thing that I want you guys to understand and know is that when you look at the story of the woman caught in adultery, if you go read the Old Testament, there were stipulations that if a person was caught in adultery, you were supposed to bring the man and the woman. When you go into the New Testament, they only brought forth the woman. They didn't bring the man. So a lot of times people, they want full judgment when they only have half the story. So they only gave Jesus half, but they wanted full judgment for the woman. But they should have brought the man. And so the crazy thing about it, Jesus said, he that is without sin cast the first stone. And so the one thing that I want you guys to understand is this, is that a lot of times your accusers, they want you dead, but they only have half the story. A lot of times, man, we only have half the story when we see things that are brought out on social media. We only have half the story when things come in on the news. We only have half the story when we hear certain stories from people and hear their side, but we don't hear the other person's side. And then we want the judgment, and then we want law. And then the crazy thing about it is that we take and judge people for their actions, but when it comes to us, we judge each other by our intentions. And so we got to begin to quit this whole thing about judging people and wanting full judgment when we only heard half the story. So I'm telling you right now, man, don't allow yourself to get caught up, because all of us are working on something. All of us need deliverance in certain areas. All of us need Jesus. All of us have held up rocks and we're willing to throw them at somebody. But then Jesus reminded us about our sin. But the Bible does say that the strong ought to bear the weak. And so the crazy thing is that the Bible also says that love covers a multitude of sins. Can you love a person enough to not put your mouth on them? Can you love a person enough to not throw stones at them? Because I'm going to tell you, man, life hurts. And I'm telling you, a lot of us, man, we have spiritual vision, we have this, but we have lost our compassion. We have lost our compassion and our humanity for people, but we're saved. But the crazy thing about the Bible is this, is that we see all types of symbolism and humanity in the Bible, but in our pursuit for holiness, we have forgotten about our humanity. And that is the reason why you see the Pharisees, the spiritual people, leave the man on the side of the road when you read that story about the Good Samaritan. The spiritual people saw him first. Seriously.